This talk that I did at a mastermind that I hosted over 2 years ago is still applicable today. I'm excited for you to hear a couple of the points that I share regarding AI, human psychology, and how that relates to a little formula I give you for understanding how to get the most out of your social media platforms. With that being said, if you sell anything online, this is going to directly apply to you, whether it's ads, sales, operations, or human behavior in general. Enjoy, and I would love to hear your thoughts afterwards in the comments below. Marketing is obviously the understanding of human behavior. At the end of the day, that's really what it is. It's not about clicking buttons and doing things on Facebook and whatever. That's cool. There's a traffic channel. That's nice. That's what eyeballs are. It's just attention. At the end of the day, it's really about human psychology. That doesn't really change ever. So once you understand humans, if you study psychology, you'll do better in marketing than if you had a marketing degree, is the irony. Because the marketing degree is probably like 3, 4, 5 years behind in terms of what's happening in the real world. You'll learn a ton of terms and you won't know about why people do anything. Does this sound familiar to any of the gentlemen in the room? Okay, this is for the guys only. When you ask your girl if she's hungry, she says no, but ends up eating half of your food. Does this ever happen? You're like, hey babe, do you want something from wherever? KFC? And she says no, and then you get home and then she eats half your shit.
Yes.
Does that ever happen?
Yes.
Okay, all the time, right? When you ask your girlfriend if she wanted food, she says no, but then eats half, right? There's memes about this stuff. So what people say and what they do are very different things, right? This is not just the ladies, all right? Because men are guilty as well. So ladies, tell me please, have you ever known a man that's like started so many things and they never finish? Sure? Yeah? It happens all the time, right? Especially the DIY guys, the guys who are like trying to do their own kitchen. That will be like that for like 3 years, right? It never gets done. So why do men say one thing and do another? Because it's human behavior. What we say and what we do are different things. And where else do we see this? In parenting. That's why we have lines like, do as I say, not as I do, because parents don't do it, right? And they say you should do it, but they're not doing it, and we learn from that. So the irony is we say all these things, and none of it matters, and we believe it when we see it. That's why we have these. So Facebook, why is it so powerful as a traffic channel? Someone asked earlier, Facebook's dying, all that fun stuff. Sure, things have changed on Facebook and Instagram. However, it's still where the attention is. You can go to TikTok, but that's a whole other conversation. Facebook collects 52,000 data points on every single person that uses the platform. Facebook also obviously owns Instagram. It's all meta now. But it's 52,000 data points. So Akram talked about this too, right? So all of our phones know that we're next to each other right now. And in fact, I could show you the patent. There's an actual patent where they do use your camera to read your facial expressions, and they gear social media content based on that. It's an actual patent. There's a private building on Facebook headquarters. We're not going to go deeper into that, where they study your face and how you actually react to content. This is one of the best things that they have on the planet, because now they actually know I smiled, right? And I laughed, or I chuckled, or I frowned. They quite literally know. Data's new oil. Akram also talked about this. So this was actually written in 2017. Now the new articles, if you look them up, will say attention's new oil. But data, all it's saying is that this shit's powerful. And AI, all AI is doing is it's analyzing all these relationships between all of us and our data points, and then it goes out and finds customers for you, okay? So imagine if Facebook sent out surveys. Instead of studying behavior, imagine if Facebook just sent you a survey and was like, do you like cat videos? Honestly, advertisers would stop paying for that data, because what people say and what they do are two different things, right? So they would say, yes, I love cat videos, but their behavior might show different. Maybe they watch dog videos. Here's a simple formula for you. Human behavior plus the incentives of the platforms equals a bulletproof strategy. This is where most people go wrong. They don't actually consider what the platform wants. So the platforms, all the platforms, they want attention, right? Because when your attention is there longer, what happens? You see more ads. When you see more ads, what happens? The platform made more money, because advertisers like Akram and I, right? We spent money to put that ad in front of you. So the longer you're on the platform, for all platforms, YouTube, TikTok, it doesn't matter. They all go there eventually, because your eyeballs are there, and this is how they make money, guys. It's not free. Your attention is for sale. So at the end of the day, how long you're on the platform and how much you engage equals revenue for these platforms, all right? So understand that and build that into understanding human behavior. You're going to freaking win. You're going to dominate. That's where most advertisers go wrong. So in business, we should be skeptical right, about what people say and study what they do. Relationships too. What we do at SGP, Strategic Growth Partners, is the name of our company. And obviously, we strategically named it that because we partner with a lot of different brands. And we focus on scaling up products and services that provide stellar results and solutions. And we focus on anything that touches revenue because at the end of the day in marketing, if we just run leads to a company and they're our brand partner, the reality is that it's not going to end up being profitable, most likely because they might have a sales bottleneck. They might have a staff bottleneck. They might have a lot of different bottlenecks and growth opportunities that we have to solve in order, because the revenue affects us, right? Like directly, we make a percentage of everything that our clients make. So if we don't get involved in their business, then we suffer too. And so we see the inside, outside, and the customer bases of these organizations, which has given us a lot of data and feedback to do with our own company, but it also helps us understand what works and what doesn't. So how does this relate to you? Well, we tend to see biases towards marketing methods. For example, organic versus paid. You'll have the organic guy focus and tell you that you need to focus on everything on the planet about posting consistently, right? And let's say you don't even need to run paid ads. There's truth to that, of course. They'll even tell you to post on MySpace. That's just been done for like 5 years. The paid ads guys will tell you to sell your child and use the money for ad spending. They will literally try to get you to spend money no matter what, right? But that is kind of a red flag, and I'm a paid ads guy, so this is interesting. And I can show you where the irony of paid advertising is that if you have to pay to advertise your company, if you have to pay to grow, you actually have a problem. Like you genuinely have an issue inside your company. It should be so good that people want to share it, because that's what we do as human beings, and that's the highest level of trust. And that's the fastest way things grow anyway, right? So you have a sick business if you rely on paid advertising. And I'm a paid ads guy, so I shouldn't be saying that. The most powerful question for your business, and I'm almost wrapped up here, this is literally the most powerful question you can ask across your entire company. On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you to promote us to your friend and family? If you were to ask a client that, what are they going to say? All right? If they will not promote you, or if they give you a score of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? You're on the good side of things. But if you get a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, or 1, or no response, they don't even answer you, you have a giant problem. And it's your product and your service or your delivery. Okay? It's the experience with your brand. So how does this relate to your marketing? Quite simply, if you build systems around gathering feedback from your clients and actually implement it, like you actually make your better, you will create a machine that cannot be destroyed. It literally can't break unless the world ends or the technology changes. And so triangulating the truth, how do you find out whether you're doing this stuff right? Number one, you need to understand your audience. I'm not going to go too deep on this because Akram talked about it a lot, so it kind of helps me shorten this down a little bit. But at the end of the day, you have to study these people and you have to study their behavior, all right? Pay attention. Surveys are mostly ineffective because what people say and what they do are two different things. So what you answer on a survey and then what you actually do are typically different. So not very good data to rely on. That's why Facebook doesn't send out surveys. And observe their actions and real day-to-day life. Design your solutions around that. Allow the market to vote with their dollars because that's what the market does. It'll tell you what's good and what's not good. Use them as your test subjects and gather data based on behaviors and outcomes while experiencing your solution. There's a fun little saying, Sam Ovens said this. Most consultants don't stick around with their clients long enough to understand the problems that their solutions created. Consultants come into companies, they change a bunch of shit, and then one day they get fired, they leave, and they never actually see all the problems that came from all that advice, which is very interesting. So something to consider here as well. And perfect, didn't even know I had that as bullet. So build better solutions, experience better behaviors from your customers, get better data. The offer triangle, this is a tool that we actually calibrated and created that affects every business ever, like ever, at every scale, which is bizarre. It's rare for tools to do that. And it's the audience, the offer, the messaging. Very simply, if one of these pillars is cut, you're not actually screwed, but you have something to fix, okay? So if one of these is segmented, you know your audience, but you don't actually know the ideal transformation they want, which is like, for example, if I want to hang a photo in my room, I go buy a screwdriver, right? To put a screw in the wall. Did I really want a screwdriver? No. I wanted the picture on the wall. I needed the screw in the wall, so I had to buy a screwdriver to put it in the wall. People don't buy screwdrivers because they want screwdrivers lying around everywhere. They buy a solution, right? And so, what is that ideal transformation, whatever it is for your audience? If you don't understand that, you have a problem in your business. You have a fundamental disconnection in your brand, that's going to cause problems. It's going to affect your revenue. Okay? Offer and messaging, very simple. if you understand your audience and you understand the offer, the ideal transformation, but you don't know how to talk, you don't know the language that they use, then you actually don't understand your audience. But this is broken, your business is going to have problems. Okay? Audience messaging. If you have a breakage between there, you don't speak the language of your customer, people talk different. If you don't speak the language of your customer, guess what? You're going to have a problem. Okay? So at the end of the day, this offer triangle, make sure the 3 corners are connected. This fundamentally will change the course of any brand ever, which is really cool. So check those 3 pillars, value your messaging, and use human behavior plus test markets, and make sure they vote with their dollars because that means something, and you're going to win. Okay? So, gentlemen, if you don't want this to be you, you need to understand the messaging of your woman, all right? And you need to understand your audience and buy her the food next time so she's not eating half your stuff. You guys get in an argument, you're sleeping on the couch. So, that's it. Behavior and marketing.